Okay, it's just hit 1 o'clock here in Melbourne, so we'll start today's webinar. So, welcome to Automating Documents in Simple Fund 360 and Simple Invest 360. My name is Andre Jones, and I'm a product education specialist here at BGL, and I'm the host of today's webinar. So, I just want to thank everyone here for taking some time and doing today's webinar. Okay. So today we're going to show automating documents in Simple Fund 360 and Simple Invest 360 specifically. However, we do a couple of other products, namely CAS 360, our corporate compliance product, as well as SmartDocs 360, our AI-powered paper to data solution as well. So if you have any bank statements lying around and you're trying to get into upload that paper to data, maybe it's for an entity that's in zero. That's what SmartDocs 360 is designed to do. So housekeeping, there's been a couple of common themes here today. So all your all these webinars are going to be recorded. So if anyone that has registered for today's webinar will receive a link to today's recording. I'll also mention that all of the recordings will be posted on BGL's YouTube channel. So for those that didn't initially register for today's webinar or any webinars during this education week, these will be available in BGL's YouTube channel. Now, there's going to be a fair few of us here today, so we do have a Q&A button below. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to use the questions down below and enter in as many questions as you would like. You can see Shannon has a question already. Explain how to do a rollover via BGL 360. Unfortunately, today is not that day. We're going to be focusing on BGL SmartDocs. So hopefully, I'm sure perhaps you might want to log a support call and maybe someone will be able to help you out there. I'm sure of it. But yeah, today's main focus is automating documents. So yeah, like I said, there's going to be a few guys in the chat. So if I can't answer your question, someone will be able to do so. So we got today's timetable. So this is the education week timetable. So today is the 21st. We've had Chris's paper to data, so showing the SmartDocs 360. Today we've got automated documents, so showing SmartDocs in Simple Fund and Simple Invest specifically. So features that if you have those licenses, these are features that you have available today. At 3:30, we have SmartDocs and CAS 360, but the whole theme about Education Week is how to improve best practices around certain topics. So you can see here there's a few more later on this week. Now, I will mention there is one that I'm going to mention throughout today's webinar, and that's going to be the distribution tax automation in action. So that's at 10:30, October 23rd. If you have not registered for that one already, I recommend doing so because we'll go through a separate sort of SmartDocs technology, which I won't be covering in today, but we'll get into more of that later on. So with today's agenda, so why should you upload documents in Simple Fund and Simple Invest? Now we'll tackle that, and the whole main point is to improve efficiencies, make sure that you're using the technology that you have available today to improve your workplace. We'll show you how to upload documents. We'll also show how BGL SmartDocs extracts data and process that data, which is processed from the documents. Now, at the end, we will have time for question time, but again, if you have any questions at any point in time, please use the Q&A box down below. Okay. So why upload documents into Simple Fund and Simple Invest 360? So as we know, documents play a vital role in processing the financial year in any accounting practice. They not only meet compliance obligations, but they also support auditors and make sure everything runs smoothly. So at BGL, we recognize that these source documents can do more than just meet compliance requirements. that can actually help you speed up the entire financial year process. So that's why we created BGL SmartDocs. Now, I noticed there was a bit of a common theme in last webinar about what SmartDocs is. So SmartDocs is the technology that we created. So it's initially in Simple Invest. So Simple Fund and Simple Invest. But we had some clients that saying that they like this technology, but we would like to use it for our own entities that we manage in Xero and other accounting platforms. So that's why we created SmartDocs 360. But SmartDocs is just the technology that we've created here at BGL. So SmartDocs is a AI-powered solution within Simple Fund 360 and Simple Invest 360, designed to help you organize documents and extract key data directly into your entity. So when you upload your documents, you're not only fulfilling your compliance obligations, but you're also saving time and improving the efficiency of your processing. Now, anytime someone talks about uploading documents into an online software, there's always going to be a concern from a cybersecurity practice. So to provide a bit of reassurance, BGL is ISO 27001 certified. For those that don't know what that means, it means that we regularly get audited, so on a 2-year cycle, by a third-party independent body to ensure that our practices and processes are up to date and making sure that the data remains secure at all times. Okay, so now that we know why we should upload documents into Simple Fund and Simple Invest, we've got a bit of a photo to help explain what the process is. So our first step is to gather all the source documents. Once you've gathered the source documents, the next step is to upload it into either Simple Fund or Simple Invest. Now you have two options of doing that. So you can use an email, so via the SmartDocs email. So every fund or every entity has its own SmartDocs email. So that'd be if you're using Simple Fund, the SmartDocs email is in the fund dashboard. If you're using Simple Invest, it'll be in the entities dashboard. Alternatively, you can upload your documents via the document screen, which will show you how to do that later on. So once you've uploaded a document into your entity, SmartDocs will try to extract the data automatically. So SmartDocs is trained to read certain supported document types. So that's really important. It will only read certain supported document types. And if you've uploaded a bank statement, for example, SmartDocs will analyze it and extract the key data and will keep it for later. Now, even if if a document is not a supported document, SmartDocs will try to analyze it. If it doesn't, the not failed documents, but those documents that haven't been analyzed will all appear in the document screen. So you'll see that once you upload the documents, SmartDocs will analyze it, and then either or, all the documents that you've uploaded will go into the entities document screen. Now, from there, you got two benefits. So you've got the compliance and auditing side, of course. So if you've got all the documents in the document screen, you can then categorize it and put it through to the work papers. You can categorize it, which we'll talk to about a little bit. But the dot point that I'll be focused on about today's webinar is how we can make it more effective. So how can we get the processing to be more effective using SmartDocs? Okay. So SmartDocs. So we've trained a couple of our AI models. So you can see here on our screen that these are our supported document types. So SmartDocs, the AI art, is trained to read these document types. So our annual tax statement. So that was our first one. So if you're doing our tax distributions, automated tax distributions, that is going to be what the AI model you'll be using. Then you have the bank statements, contract notes, dividend, and distribution statements. These are our most popular ones. Now, I won't read all of them out, but council rates and ATO BAS statements have been our latest additions to the supported document list. Now, these document lists, supported document types, is always going to grow. So if you feel like we're missing a certain document type, feel free to give us some feedback. That way the product team knows what to focus their energy onto next. But I will say there's going to be a good chance that we are already working on that document type. Uh, Now, additional automated document types. So we've branched out to automate a couple of other automated documents. So the first one is our ATO documents. Now, if no one knows what I'm talking about, that's okay, because the ATO documents has just been released in our latest update, software update. So that just came out on the past Thursday. So here, what it means is that what we can do is we've connected to the ATO's API. And if you enable it, and I'll show you how to enable it later on, anytime that your fund or your entity receives a document from the ATO, it's automatically going to flow into your either your simple fund or your simple invest entity. So on the screen here, we've just got the 5 most common documents that we've received from the ATO. So if you're interested to automate that process, that meaning you don't need to go log into the ATO portal to receive these documents. You'd rather just for it to appear in Simple Fund or Simple Invest, you need to enable ATO documents, and I'll show you how to do that later on. Now, another automated document that we've focused on, and it's probably been released in the last 3 to 4 months, is the wrap statement extractor. So if you have a fund that has managed funds as their investments, what you can do is use the wrap statement extractor to process it. Now, I won't go through this today. That's going to be in that webinar on Thursday at 10:30. However, I'll just give you a bit of a rundown. So if you have the wrap statement, what you can do is upload the annual tax statement into the wrap statement extractor. It's going to, using SmartDocs technology, extract all the details and post a transaction that will have all the taxable components for the financial year. So it's going to help you speed up the process. Now, I will say that there is one caveat though. If you're going to use the wrap statement extractor for a managed fund, you need to make sure that your investment is consolidated within Simple Fund or Simple Invest. You can't have it breaking down to multiple investments. It needs to have all be in one consolidated investment account. But I'm sure Pani will talk to you about it more in the webinar on Thursday. So that being all said, we'll get into the demo now. All right, so what we're going to do, so if I go into SF, so you can see here we've got all of these coming up. So we've got a question about what is the dashboard email addresses. I'll just show you quite briefly. So go to Smith Family Superannuation Fund that I've created. You'll see that you have your SmartDocs email here. So what you would do is you would copy this. Anytime that you're trying to upload documents, you would send those documents to this email and it will appear in your fund. So it'll go to your document screen. So you send your email to this email address, and then all your documents in that email will appear in your document screen. Okay. But what we're going to do, we're going to work in another fund. It's going to be our level 3. So first step is to go to the document screen to upload our documents. We're going to go to our reports, go to our document screen. So no documents have been uploaded as of yet. So what we're going to do is press upload. And we're going to choose our files. But before we do that, if your documents are on your phone, you can scan the QR code and upload those documents via there. But we're just going to upload it. So I'm going to upload the trust deed, a bank statement, and some contract notes for today. All right, so now that we've uploaded, we have some powers to customize it. So this folder here, so this is on our top row is to bulk update these documents. So the first folder is going to be to what folder should these appear in our work papers. So if all three of these should be in, for example, our financial statements folder, I would select here. Our next one is to select the financial year. Automatically, it goes to the current financial year within the entity. And we have tags. So I'll just put the contract notes and or attach the contract notes tag for all of these documents. However, what you can do is individually categorize these as well. So the trust deed might be going to the permanent documents. Once we're happy, we'll press upload. All right, now you can see that we've uploaded. Now there's a purple teacup. Now that means AI is analyzing it. So what it means is that SmartDocs is trying to extract data. So you can see that that first one has already occurred. So you got the SmartDocs. You can see now it's gone to purple. So it means that SmartDocs has been able to extract the data already, and now it is ready for it to be worked on. All right. While this is uploaded in contract notes, I'll just answer Sarah's question. What time frame for documents emailed into the software to be available? Now, it should be available, I'd say give it up to 5 minutes. Generally, if it's a really busy period, 5 minutes is gonna be what it takes. But I've done it myself and it takes about 2 minutes or so. So that's why, but it should be what you also receive is going to be a email notification if it fails. So if it does fail, you'll get an email notification as well. Cool. Now, while I wait for that just to be uploaded, just go back into our PowerPoint just briefly. So all of these supported document types are going to be able to be read. So we're just uploading the bank statement and some contract notes. Now the contract notes is a little bit more complicated because I've initially gave it a harder one to do. So if I go back, it might be uploaded now. Fantastic. Now you can see the trust deed that we've uploaded same way. So the SmartDocs tried to analyze it. However, there was no data or supported models, so that's why it's red. So if SmartDocs was able to successfully extract data, the PDF icon changes. So our next step is to go and select the contract notes. There you go. Cool, cool. A little bit slow. That's all right. Now you can see here, I'm just going to talk about these top functions at the moment. So first one we will talk about is create job. So if I select create job, what it's going to do, it's going to read this document and suggest tasks to be completed once the document, tasks to be completed based on the document. So you can see I've got these tasks. Now this integrates with our workflow integration. So what I can do is choose the assignee, that being myself. I can create a job. So the job has been successfully created. I can view it. I'll press OK. Now, if I'm having a bit of issue with a certain document, I can go to on the top, go to the next one, which is report issue. I can report the issue that I'm facing here. Now, I will say that this is probably going to be the fastest way and the best place to let the team know if you're facing an issue. For example, I believe there's a Macquarie has just updated their bank statement format, and the best way to let the team know, was through this feedback through here. Now you can delete this document, but I won't do that. What we're going to do is split the document. So you can see here that this contract note combines multiple contract notes within the one document. Now this might happen with you guys as well. So you might have multiple combined documents within the same PDF. Now, the reason why we need to split it up is because when we're matching transactions and trying to attach a transaction to a document, what will happen is that we can't attach a combined PDF like this. We need a singular document to attach to a transaction. So that's why we're going to split the document here. So to do so, top left, select split document. You can see here that it's going to give us our names, but it will also split it up based on what it should be. So you can see each contract note has one page, and so all these separate new documents all have one page as well. The common question that we get is, do I need to update the name of the document? So the first one is Amazon. So I need to update it to be Amazon. And the answer is no. SmartDocs will look into the details of the document rather than the name of the document. So once we're happy, we're going to go down and we're going to select split document. So now that it's been split, I'm going to refresh it. Great. So you can see here that it's been split. It's created a new document based on documents we split, and they've already been analyzed, and it's already gone to SmartDocs extracted, which is good. So the next one we're going to do is go to our bank windup. So the scenario, what we're doing here is that this fund is going to do a bank windup. Oh, sorry, it's winding up. So we've uploaded all of our source documents before, and now we're going to put in our transactions. But before we do that, we'll just talk about the tab details here. So you can see here, this is the name of the document, who it was uploaded, when it was last updated, financial year, and you can put a folder in. So I might just put in the bank account folder, which is 6000, and that way, when we generate work papers, it automatically goes there. So we're happy, we can put a comment in if we want, but we're going to go to the transactions tab. Now, this is where all the SmartDocs technology or fields are going to be. So the first one we're going to talk about is this button here. So this shows us the review. So let's just say we've uploaded this document and it's rated as a contract note instead of a bank statement. Selecting the top button here, you can manually choose to make SmartDocs read it in a certain model. Right, here we have the fields that it's obtained. So if I select the BSB, it's going to show me where the BSB is in this document. And it's going to show us, if there's a field here, it's going to show us where it's going to be found in this document that I've uploaded. So that's a good way, just a bit of a review. Now, the unique thing about the bank statements is that you can post transactions from documents that you've uploaded and it's been read by SmartDocs. Now, to do so, what we're going to do is going to press Fast Bank Entry. We're going to select our bank. We're going to go to Fast Bank Entry. That will bring us to the Smart Matching screen. So alternatively, what you could do is go to the Smart Matching and then select this button here. And that's where you would upload your bank statement, and it will do the same thing. So here it gives us, based on the statement, it shows us the transactions. So we have the date. If I select the date, you can see where it is. The credits as well. So if you want to review what SmartDocs has posted. And then you have our descriptions as well. Now, what I will also talk about is on the document itself, you can see here, hopefully there's a yellow line. That gives us a bit of a warning. So it's read that there's something that's not matching up. But if I go down to the bottom, you can see that there's an error. So the credit and balance just doesn't match up as according to SmartDocs. So that's another good red flag just to have. But for this case, we are happy about what's happened. So we'll press create. Fantastic. So now what we've just seen is this is our smart matching screen. For those that haven't seen it, this is where we would code our transactions. So once we pressed create, it's created those transactions. Now, because we split up those documents before, you can see here that there is an SD symbol. So what that means is that the documents that we've uploaded, SmartDocs has extracted the data and it's kept that in its back of its mind. So when we've uploaded those transactions, it automatically compares the documents that it's uploaded, those details, to the transactions posted. So what it does then is it compares to see if those documents match up to those transactions. So you can see here that these transactions with an SD has met those conditions. So if I go to BHP, I'm going to select this transaction here. You can see that this document is available, and that's what we split up. But more importantly, you can see here that it's put in all of the investment details. So the contract net settlement date. Now, if this document had GST brokerage, it would put in as well, but it doesn't. It has a unit price as well. But real benefit is here is that if you were doing it manually, you would also have to manually put in the contract dates itself. But because we're using SmartDocs, it pre-fills it already. Now, once we're happy, we can press match. I'll find the Tats Lotto one, and we can press match as well here. Now, what you would do typically is you would match off all of this, but we're a bit strapped for time today, so I won't do that. I'll just go to the accounting. So we'll just have a look at the transaction list, and we can have a look and see what documents are here. So if I select this transaction, one that we've matched through smart matching, I can select to expand the documents. You can see here that that contract notes has been attached here. But let's go back. Now, what does it look like in the document screen? So if I go to reports, I go to documents. So you can see some of them here have these folders. Now, these folders relate to what folders it's been matched to, and then ultimately, once you generate work papers, you'll find that these folders are, so these documents will be in the relevant folder in the work paper folder. So if I hover over here, you can see that it's been linked. Now, so my personal preference is uploading source documents before we code the transactions. And that way we can enable smart matching technology to automatically attach the documents to the transactions. However, that might not be the case for everyone. So if you perhaps if you automatically code your transactions before you upload the source documents in Simple Fund or Simple Invest, what you can do is once you've uploaded your documents, we can go to the filters. Let's go to the documents that SmartDocs have extracted, which is contract notes. I'm just going to select this one here. You can see that you got your details. Go to the transactions tab, scroll down to the bottom, and then here we can match those transactions. So because this is not going to, we haven't coded it to the correct investment account, it won't go to the investment account folder as per yet. But once we've coded, this document will go to the investment folder in work papers. So we can do that. And the next step is to press attach. We can work our way through the top arrows, go down, scroll down, and press attach. Now, for those wondering, how does this flow into the work papers? It's probably a great question. So you can see that these two had 776, 776. What we'll do is go to work papers. Now, anytime that you update documents in the work papers screen and you've already generated, you need to press refresh, just so that the system knows the integration. So documents and work papers are integrated, but you just need to press refresh in order for the documents to appear in the correct work papers. Almost there. Cool. Gives us a bit of an error, but that's okay. But you can see here that BHP and the Tax Lotto document is has been attached, and all we had to do was just match the transactions. So it's simple as that. So you can see it is here, those documents. What you could also do, go back to the documents, let's go find another one. Let's go to filters, go to contract notes. And I'm just going to find this one. So this is our Macquarie. Put it in our Macquarie folder, 776. Now this automatically saves, so we can go back. So you can see that folder is here. It's been attached. So what we do next is go to work papers, select refresh, and it'll be there. But a bit conscious about time, and I promise I'll show you with the ATO documents. So I'll just do that now. So ATO documents, if you're on this screen, you go to connect and lodgement. But if you got the new screen, go to the ATO tab and it'll be under here. So make sure we go to the lodgement screen. Now, once you're on the lodgement screen, next step is to go to the ATO tab. So select the ATO tab. And now there's going to be a toggle here. So if you toggle it on, that's how you enable the API. So you will have to choose which which entities that you would like this to be enabled for. Now, bit of thing to be aware of. Only account owners and admins can view this screen, view this toggle. So if you're not an account owner or an admin and you go to the ATO toggle and you can't see this, it just means that you don't have the correct user role. So, but once that this has been enabled, what will happen is that the ATO will provide all the documents dated from the 1st of July, as well as any time that your entity will receive a document from the ATO, it will be uploaded within 48 hours directly into Simple Fund or Simple Invest. Now, something to be noted that is if we receive a document from the ATO, it will automatically black out the TFN, date of birth, and the ABN. So just making sure that your documents are safe. Cool. So I'll press cancel. So in that case, let's just say you've enabled it. Where does the documents from the ATO go? So it'll go to your document screen. So it'll appear in your document screen, but specifically if I go down and let's go to the folder F for ATO documents, it's going to appear here automatically. And that will also flow into your work papers. Now, the benefit here, of course, is that you don't need to log into your ATO portal to receive the documents. It'll go straight here. So that's one of the benefits of enabling ATO documents. Let's go back into the software. Okay, slideshow. All right, so three things to think about this webinar when you're going to put it into practice. So if you can, upload your source documents before processing. That way you can use smart matching to attach your transactions to documents, and then it will go automatically flow through to your work papers. It will save you a whole heap of time. Use the split document feature. Make sure that you're using the features that are available for you. And because they are already included in the base subscription, they are free. So make sure you use them. Last dot point, enable ATO documents. Try it out, see if it works for you. Just make sure that you've notified the ATO that BGL is an online provider, and that way it'd be all good.